Hello and welcome to my channel. Today we've got this BHP451, an old Makita machine. It's not feeling very well, needs a wee bit of TLC. I got this donated to my channel by a subscriber called Kieran Loftus. He's been a long time subscriber and a good friend to the channel. But I want to show you something that's wrong. These older Makitas don't take the newer batteries. They don't slide in. And that is because they have a little piece here to stop the battery sliding on, that little piece at my finger there. So I'm going to show you how to remove that and make them fit the newer batteries. To give you a more close-up idea of this problem, that's as close as I can make it there. So what I intend to do is I've sharpened this screwdriver. I intend to just remove that with a screwdriver and a hammer. You can see that bit's removed now. The fending piece has been chopped out. That offending piece of plastic removed, you can see the battery will slide straight on without any problems. That doesn't sound good. So that's our little friend back together, whatever model number it is. This 5 amp red lithium ion battery has one flashing light. Will not power a drill, won't even put on the LED. And you put it in the charger. It's giving you Milwaukee Christmas. That's not a good thing. That means the battery's something wrong with it. So that's just over 13 volts, which is far too low to power a tool, and it's not even high enough for the charger to recognise it to charge it. It needs to be over 16.5 volts, around 17 would be nice. Could jumpstart this from another battery, however, I would like to open it and see what's going on first before we would dive in with that. Well, looking at the top, I can't see any broken connections, so we're going to have to dive in deeper. Out of the casing, it's this bank of cells in the end that's a problem. They're well down the voltage. These other ones are all up around 3 volts, over 3 volts is good. Usually if you're as low as that there, there's usually no way back. There's usually no way back for the like of that. That's history there. So what I have to do is replace those 2 cells in the end to make this work again. As good old lady luck would have it, of this old Dewalt 5 ampere battery, which I've rubbed a couple of cells out already, and it appears on first glance, I don't know the right to see, but anyway, it appears to have a couple of viable cells in there. So I'm going to pull them out and replace them into this Milwaukee. By the way, lithium ion cells are dangerous. You might want to think before you do what I'm doing here, because you can puncture them and cause yourself all sorts of problems. Fire, explosion, etc. you know. But I like to live dangerously. I like to live on the edge. So that's the 2 LG cells installed now with a wee bit of spot weld and a little bit of soldering. Be careful soldering around cells. I would say don't solder around cells if you can avoid it. Sometimes I like to put a wee patch of solder on to make sure it sticks properly, make sure it doesn't come loose. So we still got the one flashing light, but before we put this together, I'm going to try and do a voltage test to see how we are, if we have any improvement. And there's a significant improvement there, 16.9 volts. That should take a charge now. So I'm going to try it in the charger, see what happens. Right, that is now charging, so we'll leave that on a while to see how it does. This is showing us fully charged, but that's not right because it's still showing one flashing light. Still one Powertool, even though it's showing 18 volts. What I'm going to have to do to get this to work is put a brand new circuit board onto it. So here's the brand new knockoff board that we're going to prep for the job. So that's the board prepped with all the nickel strip connectors. Right, taking the top off this again. What we're going to have to do is remove the old board. Right, that's a new board on now, so we'll just have to put it together. And the battery is charging, but we're just going to have to wait. Got 19.8 volts now in the fully charged battery, which is not perfect, but not bad. And if we put it in a drill, so that's been a complete success. Channel today we've got this mid-torque Milwaukee wrench, but it's got an issue. You hear that noise? It's a sticky switch and it's sort of problematic at times. What causes an issue of this nature is the environment these things have to work on. The grease and dirt that they experience really messes up the electronics. And it does no harm to take them apart sometimes and give them a good old clear out. So I'm going to get all the screws out of this. Right, looking inside this, you can see it's just covered in grease. We've got to get all that out, give it a good old clean. All the electronics need a clean. So what I use to clean this is electrical contact cleaner. Helps to work the switch. Up in there. None of that's helping. So just leaving that to dry now, and hopefully the spray's done enough. Next thing, we'll have to clean these. That's a pretty good cleanup now. Just leave it to dry out, and then we can put the whole thing back together. So here we are now, going like brand new, and all it took was a little bit of contact spray. So if you like, you have them two out, pull the back out, just don't be afraid, and you check the condition of the springs. As you can see, this one doesn't look bad at all, there's no breaks, but this one is all twisted up and messed up. You know, it's not going to do the job. So what you do is you order a set of springs and replace them. However, due to an unfortunate twist of fate, I find myself with just one spring. So for today, I'm going to replace one spring. But usually, and I would recommend that you replace them in pairs, you pull off this and this little bumpers. And then there's a washer. You pull that spring off, that spring's now history. That should be all to it. So that's the spring on now. It's a good job. Like I say, do replace these in pairs. Don't do as I'm doing. Lay that back on. Tighten those up again.